Hello and welcome to NORAD4U.com. Hello and welcome to NORAD4U.com and 4HS by EHS. My name is Amir Borstein and I run the sites. Our short video for today is summarize and closing of 2022 and some kind of prediction to 2023. This video will have three parts. The first part I will talk about what I think is the way to handle your awareness to EMF or your EHS, electromagnetic hypersensitivity. The second part will be talking about new meters that are going to come out and we are going to start selling in 2023. And the third part will be about RF protection closing and HETs that we introduced in 2022 and that we are going to introduce in 223. So let's start. Once you get aware of the possible health risks of electromagnetic exposure, or once you become electromagnetic hypersensitive and aware of your sensitivity, appears the questions, what are you going to do with this information? I find that lots of people are complaining and are overwhelmed with the no ability to do anything about it, or at least that's their understanding of the situation, and they are taking a passive aggressive approach, a victim approach to the situation, telling themselves and others there's nothing to do and the only thing we can do is shout and complain and cry about it. I personally think that this is a wrong way, and I think that the best way to do or to handle this situation is to be active. Be active, learn about EMF, get yourself a fast home use EMF meter. I'm selling those. Get experience in reducing your exposure to EMF. Get more experience in moving back to wire technology. Use your meter to measure your house and find EMF sources inside the house and to keep safe distance from low frequency sources and to stop the transmission from RF emitting sources. Use your meter to find penetration points of RF to your house from outside or from neighbors, maybe through a window or a wall, and do this repeatedly again and again, improving your situation and reducing your exposure to EMF. I think this is the only way, once you get aware or you get hurt by EMF, to handle the situation. I don't think that being a victim or passive aggressive or shouting about it is going to help. I think that if you are aware or if you're already sensitive, you need to take action and improve your condition. Kind of related to that is that I'm guiding EHS people both in Israel and across the world, handling the situation. And I come across two unique problems that are repeating with most of the people. The first is that people who get EHS, the first thing they want to do is to move to a new apartment or to a new house, and they think that this will be something that will help them. Well, the truth is that finding a new home or house or apartment which is low EMF requires knowledge, meter, a good EMF meter, experience with measuring EMF, and experience in exposure reduction and also in protection. So you will have an estimation after 5 minutes of measuring the new house. You will have to say, is it a go or a no-go? Can we work with this house, or there's nothing to do, or we need to move to a new house and to search elsewhere. Even if you follow our guide to search for a private house with less less as possible neighbors, with no eye view to a cell phone tower, with lots of trees, and even if you follow those guidelines, you will have to see about 10 houses in order to find one low EMF house. In the 5 minutes that you have to look around, you will have to measure both RF, low frequency magnetic, and low frequency electric, maybe even dirty electricity. And this takes lots of experience to do it all in 5 minutes and to do it in a good way. So trying to move just right after you got a meter, or just after you understood that you are EHS, this is the wrong way. This is the wrong thing to do. Gain some experience, buy a meter, use it, learn how to use it, learn how to locate sources, learn how to locate penetration points to the house, learn how to use protection and how to reduce exposure. And with this experience, after a while, try to find a better place if there's a need. Please also take into consideration that even if you find a house which is low EMF and you move to it and you think it's perfect, it's not perfect. And in most cases, EHS people, after a few days in this house, develops new symptoms. And this is because of problems that they didn't find, but they are in the house. The problem exists. So it takes time to find those problems and one by one, and then fix them until the house become good. Even if you did everything right and you search for a low EMF, you find a low EMF house that does not have any eye view to a cell phone antenna, and it's surrounded by trees, and it's far away from neighbors, and there's no smart meter. Even if you did everything well and correct, and a new problem will most likely present itself, and you will have to find it, diagnose it, and solve it, fix it. So take into consideration, it will take time to get used to a new house, to find the problem, to fix the problem, and to make the house truly suitable and for you, and a house you can heal in. Second problem or issue or phenomena that I come across when trying to help EHS people is dealing with the mental side of EHS. Many people are starting to see themselves as victims, and they are emphasizing to themselves and to the surrounding their suffering and their lack of ability to do stuff. This is, of course, all true. Something happened to you, which is not good. You are suffering, you are aching, and it seems very bad, but this going around those things, the victim being a victim, or the suffering, and thinking about it more and more is not a good thing to do. It will only make you more sensitive or hypersensitive, and it is not non-productive. The thing that you need to do is focus on getting better, focus on learning, on doing, on using the meter, on reducing exposure, on going back to wire. Focus on the good days that you have and the things that you did on those good days. Focus on improvement. Focus on doing less and less mistakes. Learn every minute that you have free and you're feeling good, learn. Try to do something. Try to find a new source. Try to test more protection items. Do more and more and more. Repeat measurements. Repeat again and again until you understand what you're seeing. Fix problems. Try to do as much as possible by yourself. Try to do to have less and less help from others. Do not be dependent on others. Be self-sufficient. Try to do as much as possible do-it-yourself style. This knowledge and experience that you will gain will serve you in the next years to come and the next challenges that will come, and they will come. If you are using someone else, you gain no experience, you gain no knowledge. He's gaining the experience and knowledge, and you will continue to be dependent on him. So my view and my suggestion is to be as self-dependent as possible. Even if it takes time to learn, even if you have no background, try again and again and again until you make it. Okay? So that's just about the first part of this video. Let's move for the business side of this video, and I will review the meters that we will have in 2023. Okay, so the first meter is our good old Conet ED88 T+. Right now we will be selling in a few days version 3, which is nicknamed 5G. It is very good, cheap, all-in-one, measuring RF, low frequency magnetic, low frequency electric fields, meter for home use, very fast, which is the most important characteristic of a meter. It measures 12,500 samples per half a second, and it displays lots of information on the display. Takes time to understand what it's showing, but when you do understand, this information helps a lot. Okay, now here, and this is how RF transmission looks. Okay, you can see it on the histogram. There was a LED light also. Let's see it again. Okay, it's a very good all-in-one first meter, and we will have a new stock in a few days, and we will start and we'll continue to sell it. Another new detector that we had started selling 2 months ago. This is the Cello-I 24 gigs detector. It has only one LED light. It has when there's RF, the light blinks. No sound in this model. It is the cheapest one. Can detect RF radiation up to 24 gigs and a little bit higher. Cello-I. This is a prototype of another version of the Cello-I. This version has a buzzer. So when there is it blinks. The first model that has only light, you can put on windows and doors and see when there's RF and have early notice if someone is coming into your house with a transmitted cell phone in his pocket or a smartwatch or stuff like that. And it can be also used as a simple RF meter or for training. This one can be used also in your pocket as a first alert meter in your pocket while you're walking the street or walking in your office or being in your house. You can also install it next to your door, and whenever there will be exposure to RF radiation, it will blink and beep. There's an additional meter that is going to be, we cannot expose the name yet, but we're going to have in the next few months to come, and it's going to be RF, low frequency magnetic, low frequency electric meter from the same company that makes those. It's EnviroSense. And in all of those meters, I'm not part of the development. I'm just writing the requirements and doing the QA. So I'm not doing the board or the chips or the manufacturing or the development itself, but I'm helping. So those meters are going to be suit to my requirements, and I'm going to do the QA, at least part of it. Okay, so and all of them are going to go up to 24 gigs, or pretty much a little bit about it even. Okay, so let's go into closing. Okay, so closing heads that we started selling in 2022. First one was Russian shirt with short sleeves, made out of blue fabric that has 1% metal in it, stainless steel metal, and about 80% RF protection. Very nice shirt. I use it when I need to go outside for a conference or parties, stuff like that, that I know that I'm going to be exposed for a couple of hours and I need some protection over my torso. Another new product that we had in 2022 was a blanket and sleeping bag that is, if it's open it's a blanket, and when it's closed it's a sleeping bag, but this time it had button and not velcros, that you can fold it both ways. You can fold it to a sleeping bag that is 1 meter over 1.5 meter, or 70 centimeters over 2 meters if you're very thin and long. Another product that we have are short underpants that you can wear under your pants and above your underwear, and you get protection for the lower belly and your groin. We also improved our jackets, so the design will be simpler and more up to date. In 2023 we're going to have a new robe that will serve from 1% metal fabric that will give 80% RF protection. This robe will allow people to just put it on and take it off and use it on the street, in the house, whenever there's need. And we're gonna have network hats. And up until now we had baseball hats like these and patrol hats like these. And in the baseball hats, which are more nice to wear to the office or outside the house, the problem was that one problem that I noticed was that it was not so easy to wash it. Even if you wash it very good, there's still some smell left, especially in Israel here when you sweat in it. So the solution for this problem is to use, from my point of view, is to use a plastic net hat, and then it's very easy for the water when you wash the hat to get inside and to clean the internal part of the linen, which is actually an RF blocking fabric. So this is the prototype. This is something I did. The final product is going to look much better, and it's going to allow EHS people to wear this hat outside and to have RF protection over the head. Whatever will come from here is going back, and it will be less smellier and more heat resistant, more washable. I don't know, better. It's gonna be better. So that just about all. I hope this video was sufficient and it gave some knowledge and info, and I hope it will help you guys cope. The current situation as far as the deployment is going from bad to worse. In 2022 we saw the continuance of the deployment of 5G in the US and also in Israel, in Canada, in other countries. This is going to be harder and harder, but I hope that we have come so far, and with all our ability and techniques that we found, we will be able to carry on and to continue our life. And the best thing we can do is to start reducing exposure, start learning, start measuring, or continue measuring, and continue gaining experience and knowledge about how to face those challenges ahead. So I hope you will all have a good 2023, and that you will all benefit from this video and cope better with EHS and reduce your exposure. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Minimize the use of smartphones and wireless devices before the use will minimize you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.